Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Kat. I'm back with another video. Y'all be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for me, okay? Because I want to get everybody's commentary about these particular situations that I'm going to be talking about today, okay? So let's get into it. Alright, I'm going to start off with Skip Bayless, okay? Earlier this week, there was a situation that happened with a football player by the name of Damar Hamlin. Okay, ended up passing out on the field during a game, and the medical team. Shout out to the medical team. They ended up having to come on the field and try to resuscitate him. Do CPR on him because I believe he was like lifeless for like a good amount of time. But they ended up escorting him off of the field, taking him to the nearest hospital, and due to that, both teams ended up canceling or suspending the game. All right, and after that situation, Skip Bayless wanted to post out a particular tweet. I'm gonna try and have it here, on the video for you guys to see if y'all haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure most of y'all have, like me. But yes, Skip, he wanted to tweet out a particular tweet pretty much talking about the game being canceled or suspended or what have you, and it ended up giving him some backlash, rightfully so, because let's just be honest here. I understand it's a game, but at the end of the day, it is a life, literally laying lifeless right here at the moment. Okay, so my take on that is that I definitely agree with the backlash that he is getting, and also I will say, even though we're letting it be known that this was very insensitive, because let's be honest, this was the wrong time to sit over here and want to make a tweet like that. You get what I'm saying? And rather if it was not intended to be like basically him worrying about the game or focusing on the game, it definitely gave that kind of light that you kind of did not care about what was going on with this young man, and you was worried about the fact that this is a big game, and it suddenly seemed irrelevant, which it kind of did to some people, especially to his family. I could definitely see that this game became irrelevant to them, and it became irrelevant to other people, me included. Now honestly, I'm not a sports fan, I'm not a sports fanatic like that, so I mean, I guess you would say my take on it will be kind of differently. But overall, I do understand, and see that at the end of the day, even though that these young men or these men are like football players, and they have a commitment to the game, particular situations like this, sometimes you do need to stop and have a moment and just see this is kind of this kind of shook us, this is kind of shaking everybody, so we might just need to back away for a little bit. It's nothing wrong with that. I don't care how many millions of dollars you're going to lose. I don't care about none of that. This is a person's life, a black man's life at that, and which makes me leads to another take that I see this in. Okay, as far as this being a privileged white man, that's what I mean. Being a privileged white man wanting to sit over here and say, or want to sit over here and kind of make a tweet making it seem like, the focus is on the game. It kind of rubs people, including me, the wrong way, but I will also have to understand, and I think some of us out here as well have to understand, that to a certain extent, white people in higher power, they are really not going to care or not have compassion about certain people. And what I mean by that, us, okay, they're not, to a certain extent, they're not going to really care about the things that go on with us, the things that we have to intake when it comes to certain levels of the intensity that happens on the field or on the court. I'm talking about football and basketball and probably other sports, different areas. you know, at the end of the day, in their mind, it's kind of like, you know, I get it, but we still got a game to play. You know, y'all still got a game to sit over here and, you know, be committed to. And this is a part of the game. You know, this is what some people will say. This is a part of the game. And I definitely do not kind of agree with that particular insight when it comes to that. So, as far as Skip getting the backlash that he is getting, he deserves this backlash. And it's very unfortunate that when Shannon Sharpe returned to, I think it's called Undisputed or Undisrupted, I don't care, whatever it's called. Y'all let me know in the comments what it's called. But it's very telling still, you know, that even when Shannon Sharpe wanted to sit over here and express the concern and, you know, his insight on what he saw about this particular situation, you know, Skip kind of still basically said, nigga, I said what I said, and I'm not going to sit over here and, you know, backtrack on what I said. So, you know, not only at this point am I looking at Skip, I already see Skip as the type of person that he is. You know, at the end of the day, he's still a white privileged man. He can say what he want to say. He can do what he want to do, which is why he's not going to get fired, even though there is, you know, people that is wanting him to get fired. You know, from my understanding, from what I've heard and from what I researched, this is not the first rodeo he have said anything, you know, insensitive when it comes to black football or basketball players. So that's not going to happen. So I already see him in a specific light when it comes to him. But also at the same time, I also look at Shannon. I want to see how he is going to pan this situation out now that he sees, you know, that Skip is not really remorseful, or is not really, you know, kind of like, I don't know, backtracking, but kind of not, you know, like, well, I'll just say, you know, not really being remorseful about what he said, you know, or the timing of what he did it, or the timing of his tweet. I want to see what Shannon is going to do about this particular situation. Is he going to continue to stay working with this man, or is he going to, like, you know, find another revenue for him? Because me personally, I do feel like he can find another revenue. He can probably do his own thing, you know. I had a conversation with a close friend of mine recently about this. You know, he can probably find him another revenue. He can do, you know, his own thing as far as doing commentary when it comes to, you know, in the sports field or what have you. So I'm just kind of looking at Shannon a little bit now, like, what is he going to do? You know, because like I said before, I think I've researched that this is not the first time Skip has said anything outlandish about, you know, African American, you know, players, and Shannon has still been there. So now that he has removed himself, I think for like a day or something like that, and he had came back and he has seen, you know, the energy that Skip still has, what is he going to do about that? You know, because Shannon is not a regular person like me, you know what I'm saying, that has to sit over here and work, you know, and, you know, kind of probably have to overlook certain things that coworkers say and do, and even some managers, what they say and do, you know, because at the end of the day, we got to make ends meet, working check to check. Like, you know, he's not like us, he's not like me, you know what I'm saying. He really can sit over here and gain a whole nother revenue on, you know, and do his own thing. So I'm kind of looking at him up on that. But yes, but as far as with Skip, it kind of doesn't surprise me. It's very hurtful, but it kind of doesn't surprise me, you know, because in my mind, it's kind of like he's still looking at the fact that, okay, yeah, this nigga done got hurt, but, you know, like, there's still a game that needs to keep going on, you know. And not only did he say that, but, you know, he said it at a wrong time, like literally like after this whole situation had occurred and happened. So Skip, you're kind of trash to me. I'm sorry, dog, you trash to me. I really wasn't checking for you you know, because once again, I'm not a sportsman act like that, but I really wasn't checking for you. I'm definitely not going to check for you now. You know, that was very ignorant in what you did. And you not sitting over here and having somewhat of remorse about it. I don't care what nobody say, you know, it still doesn't show no remorse. It's still very telling. But we cannot be surprised at this point that, you know, there's going to be some white folks that has higher power and that has taken advantage of white privilege. We can't expect them to have any kind of compassion towards African American people and African American players. We just cannot expect that anymore. You know, sometimes it just has to be an it is what it is situation. It's sad, you know, it's unfortunate, but you know, just based off of the history that we have in this country, it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen at all. But prayers up continuously to the Hamlin family. You know, I am thankful that, you know, DeMar is, you know, continuously every day, you know, getting back progress when it comes to, you know, his condition. And hopefully, you know, he'll take some time out for himself, you know, because I don't care, in my mind, you know, the game is gonna always be there. You know what I'm saying? NFL, NBA, they're not going to lose no money. You know what I'm saying? In their mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we lose one, they'll gain another one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the mindset that they have, you know, at the end of the day, because, you know, that's just what it is. That's just how I see it, you know. When it comes to corporate America, when it comes to NBA, NFL, you know, they just look at some of us as, you know, like, hey, lost one, we can gain another one. It is what it is. So I just hope DeMar, once he get back into full recovery, that he just really take time out and just take care of himself. Hopefully his family still continues to be there with him, take care of him, helping him, you know, lifting him up at this time, you know, and let's just see, you know, where his journey goes from here, you know. But once again, I'm very appreciative that, you know, he is doing well, and that's what matters at the end of the day, that he's doing well, because it wasn't looking good on that field. So that's what matters, period, point blank. Okay, y'all, so let's get into some dating tea. Okay, all right, so a couple of days ago now, I believe, we have been informed that TLC's Chilli, which is one of my favorite girl groups of all time, and Matthew Lawerance from the throwback show Boy Meets World, I'm pretty sure some of us know about that show, right, are officially dating. Okay, so I'm gonna read off of TMZ what they said over here and said. Okay, TLC's Chilli, I'm off the market dating Matthew Lawerance. Okay, sounds like TLC's Chilli will have a partner when she goes chasing waterfalls, because we're told she's officially dating Boy Meets World star Matthew Lawerance. A rep for Chilli tells TMZ she and Matthew are in an exclusive relationship, moving past the friend phase just before Thanksgiving. Okay, and probably have the picture of them together on Thanksgiving 2022. Okay, it's really cute. We're told the two spent Turkey Day and Christmas together in ATL, where Matthew met Chilli's fam. I think that is so cute, y'all. That is so damn cute. Okay. Alright, the couple went Instagram official a couple of days ago, dancing to Take On Me while wearing matching pajamas. Total relationship goals, and I do believe it. Alright. As we reported, the two were spotted on Waikiki Beach in August. Okay, excuse me if I said it wrong. Getting in the water together and sharing some intense convos, according to beachgoers. Child, you know that, but hey, you know. Despite signs pointing to a love connection, we were told at the time they weren't dating. TLC had a show on the island, and Matthew and his pal simply came to watch, linking up later. Girl, okay, that's cute. Chilli clearly don't want no scrubs because she's got Matthew. Okay, period. All right. Now, of course, you know, after, you know, we sit over here and find out or be informed about a profound relationship or dating, you know, dating situation going on, it's always got to be some tea, okay? Always got to be some tea. So let me go to TMZ once again. But while I'm looking up that, pretty much the background of it is that, you know, Matthew was married, but he ended up getting divorced. And of course, you know, his ex-wife Cheryl wanted to post a little subliminal on her Instagram. Alright, but it says right here, according to TMZ, TLC's Chilli had nothing to do with Matthew's divorce from Dancing with the Stars' Cheryl Burke. Fans accusing TLC Chilli of coming between Matthew Lawerance and his ex Dancing with the Stars star Cheryl Burke are barking up the wrong tree, even though Cheryl seems to be throwing shade about the new relationship. A source familiar with the situation tells TMZ Matthew's divorce was filed before he started talking to Chilli in any romantic way. They knew each other but simply weren't pursuing one another. Chilli and Matthew did reconnect in March, a month after Cheryl filed for divorce at a 90s convention. But sources say they waited a while before jumping into anything serious due to Matthew being fresh out of his marriage. Chilli was even dating other people up until they made things official over the holidays and were told Matthew and Cheryl weren't living together when the romance began. In fact, Cheryl herself says she and Matthew are officially single as of September. As we reported, Chilli and the Boy Meets World star spent the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the New Year together in Atlanta with her family. Cheryl took to Instagram soon after our story, posting a short and seemingly sour message. That was fast. Based on those 3 words, people online suspected some relationship overlap, but our sources say there was no funny business, as Chilli wanted to make sure there was no gray area before going exclusive with Matthew. So with that being said, shout out to Miss Chilli and Mr. Matthew, okay? Like I said, TLC is one of my favorite girl groups of all time, okay? Matthew Lawerance, he's a cute little something going on around the way, okay? I'm here for it. Now it's a little bit different looking, especially, you know, in my mind when it comes to Chilli, but hey, you know, at the end of the day, they both gorgeous, you know what I'm saying? It's giving cute, so I like it. You know, hopefully that this is a potential growing relationship. You know, I do want Chilli to be, you know, in a happy relationship. I think the last person that we really seen her with publicly, at least, is with Usher, and you know that was like ages ago, child. Everybody done moved on. So, you know, so for her to sit over here and be publicly with Mr. Matthew, it's kind of showing that, you know, it might be something serious. So I'm kind of happy with this little love connection that they got going on. You know, Miss Cheryl, I understand you might be a little hurt or whatever, but hey, sis, you know what I'm saying? Get off one bus, you can get on another one, okay? Like Matthew did and like Chilli is doing, all right, when it pertains to Usher and whoever else she was dating while, you know, they always trying to get, you know, do whatever. But, you know, I mean, hey, like I said, I'm here for it. You know, I want Chilli to be in a happy relationship. I want it to flourish. I want it to grow. I want her to be happy. So, shout out to both of them. And hopefully we can see more of them in the future, you know, especially after they done did their little cute little Instagram matching pajamas and stuff, you know, that all of us, including me, wants to be in one day. You know, I'm still saying and speaking it into existence. I'm gonna give me a little, you know, a little situation where I can have matching PJs, cute little Christmas pictures, little Thanksgiving, you know, Christmas whoopity whoop going on. So, you know, I'm here for it. Love it. Peace and blessings to y'all. Hopefully we can continue to see more of them. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I'm sorry. As y'all can see, y'all done, you know, did a little change. Actually, I'm recording this section right here the next day from what I did on my previous little section, okay? But I wanted to get on the situation when it comes to Gabrielle Union. Okay, now she was on a podcast recently and she ended up talking about the relationship she had, well, the marriage she had with ex-husband, let me find out his name, Chris Howard. Okay, so I'm gonna get into it. Okay, I'm reading this from Fox News. All right, it says Gabrielle Union confesses she felt entitled to cheat in first marriage with Chris Howard. Actress Gabrielle Union is speaking out about her dysfunctional marriage to former NFL player Chris Howard. During a guest appearance on Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast, Union revealed that she felt entitled to infidelity during their 5-year marriage. When Shepard brought up his past infidelities, Union remarked, "In our first marriage, neither one of us felt like the marriage should get in the way of our dating. A part of it was like keeping up with his activities, like, oh, that's what you're doing, you're going to feel this one, and I just felt entitled to it as well." Union and Howard tied the knot in 2001 and called it quits in 2005. Union added that since she paid all the bills, she should be allowed to do whatever she pleased. "Like my dad before me, whoever has the most gets to do whatever the hell they want is what I thought," Union expressed on the podcast. While they were together, the Bring It On star additionally confessed that she was horny for validation and having certain kinds of guys like me and want me. The 50-year-old actress continued to get candid about her relationship with the 47-year-old ex-NFL player and noted that the pair were just dysfunctional from day one. Union added that a therapist once told them she didn't understand how their toxic relationship resulted into marriage in the first place. She said, "We should probably look for a way to dissolve because you have not one thing in common, no morals, no values," Union told Shepard. "The only thing you have in common is other people, so why don't you just go be with other people?" The Bad Boys 2 actress went on to say that she wished she had more guilt about her past infidelities. "It was such a stupid relationship that should have never gotten out of the dating phase," she said. "I wasn't aware of any comments by my ex-wife Gabrielle Union on a podcast or anywhere else," Union's ex-Howard told Fox News Digital. "What I do know is that she appears to be very happy with her new family, and she's continued to do very well within her career and activism. I wish her and her family nothing but the best." After parting ways with Howard, the 10 Things I Hate About You star married former NBA player Dwayne Wade in 2014. In 2018, the couple welcomed a baby girl, Kavaya, to the world. Union is also the stepmom to Wade's 3 children from previous marriages. Here's my thought about that, or about that whole situation. No matter what, I'm not an advocate for cheating at all. I don't believe in cheating. No, none of that. At the end of the day, if you feel like, well, first, I would like to communicate about the situations or, the problems or issues that we have within our marriage. And if we seem to not be able to be on the same page to a certain degree, or if we just came to a conclusion that we are basically outgrowing each other, then that's when I would, take the next step on to seeing what we should do as far as, separating or divorce, right? So basically, just leave each other before cheating. That's my thing. Gabrielle Union is a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. Okay, so I will say, there was a point in time in my life where it was like, to me, okay, if you cheating, okay, I'm finna cheat back. I had that tit for tat mentality. To a certain degree, I can still feel like I have those ways and those moments where it is like a tit for tat situation for me in some situations, in some cases. And I know that I have to, just continue to try to grow out of that. But I will say, nonetheless, if it gets that deep, y'all should just like just leave instead of just sitting over here playing like these games, because after a while, you are going to end up, like in a detrimental situation. That's me personally, because there's other things that consist of going outside, cheating on your marriage, cheating in general in your marriage or whatever, I mean, STDs, pregnancy out of wedlock, all that stuff. You have to consider all these type of things, when it comes to both parties. You have to consider those things, and it's really unnecessary, that to have to deal with. If you can prevent it from going that far, y'all should just do whatever y'all need to do and just go on about y'all separate ways. But it is unfortunate that, Gabrielle had to go through that type of situation because of the fact that, he was cheating so much. And from the sounds of it, he was cheating on her dime, considering the fact that she said, that she had the most, or providing the most. That is unfortunate that she has to sit over here and deal with that type of situation when she's, providing, and, when she's supposed to be in like this healthy marriage. And that leads to another thing for me, is that I don't care who has, the most. You should nobody look at the fact that they have the most, that they can do whatever they want to do in that marriage. Marriage is sacred. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something that you're supposed to honor. It's something that you're supposed to cherish. It's something that you're supposed to really think highly of. You know what I'm saying? This is just my own personal beliefs. This is something that you're really supposed to be thinking highly of. And you should really be doing this with, the most best intentions that you have when it comes to marriage. You're supposed to be going into it with the best intentions. It shouldn't be about, if I provide the most, I can do whatever. I can go out and cheat. I can go out and do all that. I'm not saying that, that's particularly what Gabrielle's mindset was about that. Because, I mean, this all stemmed from the fact that he was cheating. So she, did the tit for tat thing. It's more of like when she had said, like her dad before her, pretty much that was his mindset. He provided the most, so he can do whatever he want to do. If that's how you feel, that's already giving narcissistic behavior to me. And I can just only imagine, the mental state that, his wife was in. And I can just only imagine, the mental state and, the environment that Gabrielle had to grow up in when it comes to a man having that particular mindset, especially her dad. Bottom line is that if you have them type of intentions, you don't need to even be thinking about marriage. But some people is not going to be thinking about that when it comes to those particular situations, which is why, especially us women, we need to really be careful who we choose when it comes to who we date or who we say yes to when it comes to anybody proposing to us. And then too, on top of that, you can also see the signs before you even get in that type of situation. It's very sad that, it's very sad that she had to go through them type of situations like that. And it just shows, to a certain extent, how her mindset kind of was to a certain degree. But it also lets me know, and it also makes me want to say as well, when it comes to a man like Chris that was doing infidelity, and he had somebody that loved and cared for him enough to where in this case, it sounded like it was like a 60-40 kind of a deal, you know, like she was providing more than he was when it came to the marriage or whatever the case may be. You know, it just shows like how unappreciative that man was. He was very unappreciative. And instead of sitting over here seeking, you know, out whatever he thought that he was missing when it comes to Gabrielle, he should have sat over here and, you know, just tried to really work out whatever was going on within himself, and then, you know, try to communicate that with Gabrielle. Cheating, I don't understand why he would even sit over here and consider that. And once again, he had somebody that loved and cared for him enough to sit over here and just, you know, have his back in multiple ways. And you think that that was the right thing to do. You know, I'm not even going to say as a man, but you just think that was the right thing to do as a person. You know, to sit over here and take advantage of somebody that was pretty much, you know, riding for you and was there for you like that, in that type of way. And then too, is just like some people would side-eye him on the simple fact that, you know, he's an NFL player. Like, how is Gabrielle, you know, who was, you know, still probably like up and coming, you know, in her prime doing her thing, you know, actress and model, how is she covering everything and you're the NFL player? It didn't make no sense to me. It didn't make any sense to me. But overall, it's just, it sounds like it was very dysfunctional, because it sounded like it really wasn't much communication. And then too, of course, it was a lot of goofy shit that was going on within that marriage. So, I mean, I'm just glad about the fact that, you know, Gabrielle has moved on and that she's in a better marriage, even though they even had their own little situations throughout the, you know, years they've been together or whatever. But nonetheless, you know, she's in a happier place. I really don't know about Chris. Like, hopefully he is too. Hopefully, you know, he has worked out some internal things within himself to be able to grow and be in something, you know, successful and prosperous like Gabrielle is. And hopefully, you know, this can be kind of like a lesson learned on both parties, you know, that, you know, don't take nobody for granted that is sitting over here, you know, willing to have your back in all kinds of ways, especially when y'all are married. Don't sit over here and do that. And also, you know, don't really sit over here and have the mindset of, you know, that you're providing everything and you can sit over here and you can do whatever you want to do. Once again, I'm not saying that's Gabrielle's mindset, because I know where she was coming from when it came to her parts of infidelity, because Chris did it first. But just, I'm just really speaking about, you know, the part where she said, like, you know, like her dad before her. So about her dad, you know, just don't have that mindset of, because you're providing everything, you can do whatever you want to do. It shouldn't be looked as that. Once again, marriage is sacred. Honestly, just a relationship period is sacred, but a marriage is sacred, and you're supposed to honor each other, and you're supposed to love each other, and you're supposed to be there for each other through thick and thin, no matter what. Well, I would say to a certain degree, because once again, cheating, but, you know, that's something sacred, and that's something that's very, you know, very honoring to me. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, just be careful and just really be mindful, and just also, you know, realize what's probably going on with you, and then just make sure, you know, that when it comes to marriage and things like that, that you're actually ready for that. You know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't have to deal with any of these particular situations that a lot of marriages are going through still to this day. Like, there's some marriages out here that some of us is like, why are they even still together? You know what I'm saying? You should never want to have that type of, you know, outlook when it comes to your marriage, whether if it's coming from you or just people around you. You should never want to have that type of outlook. It should be positive. It should be, you know, a true definition and a true showing of what honoring and loving and cherishing and, you know, and just mainly like how important them vows is when it comes to marriage. But that's my take. You know, that's pretty much all of the topics I have for right now. I probably might do some more, but yeah, like I said, y'all just drop down in the comments, like, comment, subscribe, you know, let me know what y'all thoughts on about everything. And until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Okay, y'all have a good one.